Well, you guys were one day for move out, so I thought I'd take you back in time, give you a little introduction of what happened during the recession of 2008, when the last time the gas prices got high. Back in 2008, gas almost approached between 2008 and 10. Gas prices were almost about $4.50 up to $5 a gallon. I remember back then I had a 328 Beamer that I used to go around hunting for, like some of you guys are doing, hunting for gas prices. I used to go to AM, PM, Valero, some of these independent ones. And then at the end, basically the gas was, but the amount of time I spent in line dealing with people cutting in front of me, I should have just went to Chevron and spent the other 10 cents and been more relaxed. So, because I remember back then I lived in Yucca Valley, which is about 70 miles from, I was driving 150 miles a day. And gas is about $5 a gallon, and a Beamer probably only got 24 to 25 gallons. So I used to do all the gas additive stuff. I know some of you guys are doing it. Doing a gas additive thing to increase the mileage or just keep the engine running. And I remember during that Great Recession, we had like a lot of, once the gas prices started going up, what slowly started to happen was the diesel prices started slowly creeping up. Because there's always some type of additive or some type of environmental change that's with the fuel. Just be rest assured that if diesel is cheap, it's not going to be cheap for much longer. And I remember as the diesel prices started to go up, food started to go up. And for some of you, like me, you're a little bit fat, so that's probably a good thing. The less food you can eat, the skinnier you can stay. So I remember the food prices went up. Prices started slowly, it creeped up slowly, then all of a sudden it shot up. And then you started hearing rumors about, during that recession, it's like you started hearing rumors about truckers, like with the tractors, because some of them lease their tractors, some of them buy them. The prices were going up so much that they didn't have any type of profit. So the ones that are barely breaking even, which is basically flatline, those are the ones who went out of business first, defaulted, so you lost those companies. And then eventually, as the diesel prices started to go up again, you started losing all those companies that were barely breaking even, so they went out of business. And you didn't see, it's nothing like you see now. There's like no trucks on the road. Yeah, I say between 2008 and 14, there was no trucks on the road, man. It was like, it's nothing like there is now. But the problem you're going to have, I know you're saying, Marion, why are you talking to us about rising gas prices? I'm going to get to you. What also happened during that time is like the banks started to default. And what the banks used to do, sometimes they would give you lines of credit to keep your business going. Like I did, like with my duplexes, but unfortunately the tenants didn't pay. So if they default, I defaulted on a loan, and then I lost the duplexes. Well, that's what a lot of these banks, like IndyMac, Washington Mutual, a lot of credit unions, when people stopped paying on the houses, they eventually went broke. They eventually defaulted on their loans, and then that means they didn't have any money to cover the different loans, and a lot of these banks got bought out. And that's basically when you had thousands of layoffs from the banks, from the retail, because the problem was no one had credit. Well, you're having that same issue about to happen right now. Gas at $4.50, $4.75 is not sustainable, and you can't carpool your packages to a location. So what I see happening is a lot of these independent contractors with their small warehouses, they'll be the ones to go out of business, and you start hearing layoffs about 5 to 10. Next, you'll have like the medium ones that are barely breaking even. They'll be the next to go. And then you'll see like another consolidation of the trucking industry. And you're saying, why is this impacting you? Well, a lot of these deliveries are coming through, mostly they're basically Amazon's running it, and you have like some on track and some under independent ones that sort of came up, and they're trying to offer cheaper prices to let you deliver the stuff. But they also have warehouses of people. And that's basically what's helped turn around this economy, is not so much high-level job, but basically low-level warehouse fulfillment jobs that I worked when I was in high school. coming into college, Calvin and I put together Sonic Alarms. It was two of us running maybe a 10,000 square foot warehouse. So when I look at these ones, like I drive in different locations, like I believe these warehouses are overstocked. They're overstaffed by at least 50%. So what I see eventually as these gas prices keep up, and then Amazon's bottom line starts getting eaten into, they're gonna start getting rid of. They're gonna get rid of all these like independent these truckers. They don't need them. They have their own fleet, whoever their prerogative is. They're gonna keep them. So you're gonna have layoffs in that area. Second round of layoff is gonna be like in the warehouse area, because now, as the prices go up, that eats into the profit of the companies. As that profit go down, that's not good, especially Amazon. They're not going to take that. So they're going to just start getting rid of people. I mean, I can see them slashing at least between 10 to 30%. I mean, if I was Amazon, I would get rid of 10 to 30%. They can go out, start their own businesses, and compete with me. Especially if you think they got to buy vests, they got to buy goggles, and all kind of bullshit, man. When I was me and Calvin, only time we used goggles is when we ran the injecting molding machine. There's no vest. And there was like a dog we would play with every so often that was in there. We put a vest on the dog maybe, but other than that, all that stuff is just eating into the overhead of the company. And what I see these gas prices eventually going to do, I see they're going to force diesel prices up. And when those diesel prices go up, that's going to force the profit of companies to go down. As the profits of the company go down, they're going to start cutting people. And I'll talk to you next time, give you some tips on how you can protect yourself in the next layoff. But I just see with these high gas prices, diesel's going to go up. And so if you're like working in a type of warehouse in the fulfillment industry, I would start looking for a new job or finding else something to do, because I think some of you are not going to be working as much. And if some of you have leases for trucks, I'll give you the first advice now. Any of you that are buying your trucks or any type of using a fleet that you thought you were going to finance, and like you thought you were going to be able to do business with Amazon and some of these bigger carriers to keep you in business, I would recommend you sell that truck as soon as possible. Convert that sale into a lease. At least if everything goes to hell, at least it's better to be stuck in a lease, because they'll just take the loss on the lease. But if you have the truck, you may not be able to walk away from it. Or if you walk away from it, it's still going to be on your credit. So unless you plan on never going back into like the package delivery industry, do that. That's one thing I would be aware of. And if you have a long commute, I'll give you a tip now. If you have a long commute like I did, and you don't want to do like you don't want to hunt around for gas prices, or you think it's un-American to pay high gas prices, I recommend you move closer to work. Just do it. You only have two options. Three. I'll give you three. Quit, move closer to work, do the carpool, vanpool thing. That's it. So, because I don't think these gas prices are going to come down any longer. So don't get distracted by the impeachment thing. Whoever Trump's impeach, or we all go eat peaches, is not going to help you. Only thing that's going to help you is to like start saving money. And then I'll give you some tips on how you can save money. And then luckily for a lot of you guys, now we're entering the Christmas season, and it looks like a lot of these companies are just dumping their products on the market, because I see a lot of truckers going out. So that means the company is just trying to get their orders filled fast. The manufacturers and the retail want to get their packages for Christmas season in before these companies go out of business and they don't have any products. And then we'll have another layoff. Like we'll talk about how remember Macy's laid off thousands of people. Remember Gap, Macy's, Old Navy, Baby. Remember Baby? Baby used to be all good, all Baby cute outfits gone. And there's another one, Victoria's Secret, struggling. So when these gas prices shot up, and then Amazon started slowly taking over, I mean, you had millions of people being laid off. So I'm going to start prepping you now for the next Great Recession. That's why I even moved from my new apartment, save $200, get away from the barking dog, but at least allows me to save maybe out of that $200, if I can just save $50 to get me through the next recession, or find that one good deal for someone who's not been responsible and prepared like you will be prepared. That'll make all the difference in the world. So as you see these gas prices going up, I want you to just think, diesel's about to go up. If diesel's going to go up, food's going to go up, products will go up, companies' profits are going to go down. Am I in an industry that will be impacted by rising fuel prices or rising from fuel price inflation? So that's your lesson for today.